All right, thanks again for joining us. So today what we're going to do here is we're going to go over Epson's BrightLink interactive projectors and the annotation software included embedded in the projector itself and the downloadable software application for PC to control the annotation tools within the software on your computer. So once again, I'd like to state that I'm John Harris, the Education Account Manager for the Midwest. I represent several states in the Midwest. Also today we have Richard Valdemar, who is the Education Rep for the Southeast. He'll be answering any questions you have via the question icon located within the webinar software. So if you look in the software there, you'll see an option to ask questions. Please feel free to ask those questions as we move along through the presentation here. Richard will answer those. Any that we can't answer directly during the presentation today, we'll be sure to get back to you with an answer via email. So thanks again for joining us. And just to begin here with the presentation on our BrightLink projectors, I want to explain a little bit about how the technology works. So the BrightLink interactive projectors that we have come in a couple of variations. Some of those projectors come with only one of the interactive pins you see here. Some of the models come with two interactive pins. And then some other models come with the finger touch module as well as two of the pins. So a little information on how these pins and the finger touch work. So for those of you who have the finger touch modules, the way this device operates is it operates on infrared. So it sends down an infrared curtain in front of your dry erase board. And that's one of the key things, whether you're projecting onto a dry erase board or directly onto the wall, the surface needs to be extremely flat. The finger touch module only has a very, very slim margin for any sort of warp or bend in your board. And if your board is warped or not, or your wall is not flat or has some sort of texture to it, that can really interfere with the finger touch module. So I just want to point out that for those of you with the finger touch module, make sure that you're projecting on extremely flat surface. And like I said, it sends down an infrared curtain, and the interactivity is based on your finger breaking that interactivity. So 8 total points of touch. So for the pins, they interact with a camera that's based up inside the projector, not the finger touch module. And each pin is on its own interactive frequency. So you can include two different, and as you can see there, we had to go back to, so it opened up my computer as it interacted with the pin there through the camera. So that's one thing we want to be aware of. So let me just go back to the home screen here for you real quick. So this is where I wanted to start out in our presentation today. So when you power up your projector, your BrightLink here, one of the first things you're going to see is a home screen. Depending on the model that you have, this home screen might be a little different. But the key item you want to know is that with these BrightLink projectors, you can go into a PC-free whiteboarding mode. So that's what I want to show you here first. I want to show you the PC-free whiteboarding mode, which you can see is based off this icon right here. So we have a finger touch module. You'll see me use my finger. And now I'm opening up the whiteboard mode here. So once again, welcome to the presentation on our BrightLink Easy Interactive tool. So what you'll notice here right away is that at the bottom of my screen here, you'll see what's called the command bar, right? So this command bar here shows various tools that you can use to control the operation of the projector. Basically, what that's going to give you the option to do, and I'll show you here too, along with the command bar, you have your annotation toolbar here with several various tools, and I'll go over those briefly in a moment. But just so you know here, with the command bar, some of the options that you get here would be, for example, if you have a file that you want to import to the projector screen, you hit the little folder icon down here, and that's going to allow you to choose from, for example, a USB device or a network folder, and that'll allow you to open a file, import that to the projector screen, and so forth. So that'll be the file open option. If you have a scanner connected, you can certainly scan a document and have that imported to the screen. One of the great options here is these are some of our embedded templates that we have here, which include, various grid options that you can have behind here, or straight lines, anything like this, and then you can create your own templates and add those to the various options you have to choose from. So those are all great options there. If I want to walk that back a little bit, I can hit these various arrow options, redo, undo for any of the text that I've written here. So, also within the PC-free whiteboarding mode, some of the models only allow you to have one page. Since we're using a BrightLink Pro here, it includes up to 50 whiteboard pages in the PC-free mode. But remember, if you have, let's say, for example, a BrightLink 696 or something lower on the end of the spectrum, it may only include one whiteboard page within the PC-free mode. So, as I said, you can add several pages here. That would just be done by adding this button here. So once again, as I said before, you have various annotation tools over here. One of them will be your pen option. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the thickness of my line, choose a color here, and then once I've chosen those, I can close this out and simply draw on the board with my pen 4 pages. You can move back and forth here between your pages this way and so forth. Now this option just below your pen, that's going to be a highlighter option. So say, for example, I have some text on the board. I just wanted to highlight. I could do that, change the thickness once again. And as you can see, that functionality works as a highlighter. We can still see the text behind. So your 2 basic options on the pen controller are going to be your pen, thickness, color, highlighter, thickness, and color. And then what you see just below this would be your standard pen option. So typically in a classroom, black, red, blue, common colors you would use when you're annotating over any sort of content, whether it's in whiteboard mode, or as I'll show you a little later when we connect to my PC in the PC connected annotation mode as well. And you have other various options here. Once again, with the 3 most common colors, you can switch between a small pen size, larger pen size, and then down here below we'll just show you that you have some options as far as your eraser tool goes, right? So your eraser, you can choose a smaller one for a smaller item such as this, right? If you need it a little thicker, you can go in there and use the thick eraser, and then you have the option to just simply clear the whole screen. So I want to do that. Now I've cleared the whole screen. Once again, I can go back to my templates, change this to a blank page, right? Close that out. And then other things you want to be aware of within this toolkit. Up here you have other various options. Like I said, these would be your forward, backward, undo, redo options that might be helpful if you make a mistake while you're editing your annotations. You can move back and forth there. You have other options such as adding shapes. You can choose the thickness of the shape, the style of the shape, the color of the shape, and then simply just add those in. So do things like that. Once again, just to reiterate, I can go back through and undo that work. Other various options, this would allow you to capture this screen and import it to a new page. You have lasso tools where you can select various things. Okay, and if I wanted to, pardon me. You can move it around, you can shrink it, drag it around your screen. So these are all handy tools for you to move around and edit your content on the screen as well. This is simply a pointer option for you to create a sort of laser pointer on the screen to highlight options. You have a lasso tool as well. Down here at the bottom, these basic tools down here will allow you to lock this toolbar in place. So if you want it to always be on the screen, you simply touch that, it's going to lock in these tools. And then once again, just to reiterate, these tools are embedded into the projector. So say you're not connected to your PC, you're always going to have a command bar down here below and annotation tools built into the projector for the PC-free whiteboard mode. Other things you can do down here, for example, with the pens, you can change, for example, if I want, it shows you your pens down here and your finger touch, what's going on with those. So for example, if I wanted to change the thickness of my pen, and right now it's set to green. Okay, so if I wanted to change the thickness and the color, now I've changed the pen to red. Okay, so you have options like that, and it'll tell you down here what's going on. So, for example, something that lots of people like to do is use one of the pens exclusively as an eraser, and that's something you can certainly do and set up down here below. So those are a couple options that are great for the pens. You can control what color they are set to down below, as well as what the finger touch is doing. All good things to know. Going back down here to the command bar, as I said, some models will allow you to add more than one page, some other models don't. You have the ability to print from here if you're connected to a printer on your network. You can save your work and choose the location, whether it's USB storage, network folder, or your PC that's connected. You can choose the different file formats. So you can see PDF and PNG. The thing you want to know about those is if you do annotations on your dry erase board and you save in those formats, you won't be able to come back later and continue to edit that work. If you're in the middle of a project, you want to come back later, you want to edit that work, you're going to want to use the Epson whiteboard file format. So that's going to be a file format that you can work in, save, come back to, edit that content, change it, rearrange it. PDF and PNG, when you save those, you are going to lock that content in on those. Other options here would be to email the content that's on your whiteboard to other people. So that's also going to be dependent on various models that you have, is the emailing capabilities. Other items down here, we have a zoom icon. So for example, if I want to zoom in on some content, let's move this up here. You can see it continues to expand my content. I can grab this up, moved it off the screen there. Let's just add something new. And there you have it. So the zoom capability will allow you to adjust various sizes of the content that you're using on the whiteboard. Another great function that teachers like, so this can be used, so say you've been giving a presentation, you've had the students focusing on the screen, and you just want to have them focus on you now. You can use the AV mute option. So that's going to eliminate the projector. It won't turn it off, but it'll stop it from displaying. When you're ready to go back, you can just simply tap the screen, and it's going to bring it up. So that's going to be the little speaker and screen with the line through it for the AV mute. Other options you can see down here, I think this is a very handy one. The question mark is going to bring up this screen, which has some details exactly about what the tools are and what they do a little bit. So these kind of all show you here sort of a handy helping guide that's built into the projector. Remove that. Other options here, you do have the ability to split the screen or choose the source. So for example here, if I wanted to switch the source, which I'll do here shortly, I can do that. So now that I'm ready to move forward from the embedded whiteboard mode, I want to switch to the PC connected interactive mode. And the way I do that is just by selecting this little icon down below in the command bar. And it's going to allow me to choose from several source options. So right now we're in whiteboard mode. I'm going to switch to computer mode. But you can connect other USB devices like document cameras, HDMI sources like Blu-ray players. All of those can be connected here via choosing your source. So now that I'm ready to move forward with switching to my computer, I'll go ahead and hit the computer button. And now what we've done is we switched into the PC interactive mode. And right now, what I want to highlight for you is that when you go into your PC interactive mode, what we really want you to know is that, and I'll close this out for a moment right now. It's asking me to save my work because I hit the wrong button there, but let's close that out. No, I don't want to save my work. No, I don't want to save my work. So first thing I want you to know, when you switch to PC interactive mode, The command bar for the whiteboard mode is still going to be showing, so touch the screen. So you see this command bar belongs to the embedded toolkit. And you'll see that, but I just want to minimize that because I'm not going to use that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what's called Easy Interactive Tools, which is a free software for the BrightLink interactive projectors. And you can download that by going to the landing page for your BrightLink. And I've included some handouts for the presentation that you can download from the handout section that include links to where to download the software. It's a free software, and it's essentially an annotation kit that you load onto your PC, so that when you're using the PC, you use a different annotation kit than the one that's built into the projector. So once you've downloaded Easy Interactive Tools, I believe the current version is 4.2, download that, install it on your computer, and once you have it on your computer, I've pinned it down here below to my taskbar. I'm just going to open that. And you'll see now it's opened up a toolkit for me that's software-based on my computer. And it's very similar to the tools I showed you before, a little bit different in some of the way it's laid out. But the key thing I want to point out here is, so as you can see, the toolkit's on the other side. The annotation tools are on the other side of the screen. If I want to pull them over to this side, I simply need to tap the arrow on the side of the screen, and that's going to bring the annotation tools over here. And once again, if I want to move this toolbar around the screen, I have the capability to do that. Similarly, the command bar is right up here. So I can move this command bar around. All right, so here we go. I've moved those around. You can always do that anytime you're using the Easy Interactive Tools. And once again, as I highlighted before, one of the key things that I want to show you here is you'll have a little icon down here on the right. I've moved it down lower on the screen because that's where I like it to sit. But you've got two options. Right now I'm in mouse mode or PC interactive mode. And then you also have annotation mode, right? PC and a free annotation mode. But when you're using the Easy Interactive Tools software, typically I recommend you go with this option into the PC connected mode, mouse mode. And as you'll see, once I have a mouse icon down here, and I have this icon up here highlighted as blue, that's going to allow me to use the projector just like a giant tablet. So I can touch the screen here, move things around. So right here I'm on the BrightLink landing page, which gives you all kinds of good information about the BrightLink projectors, some case studies, some specs are going to be down here for the different various models. So once again, there's 5 separate handouts I've included in the presentation. Please look in the software near the question section. You'll see a section called handouts. It's going to provide you links to, for example, the BrightLink landing page here with this various information and other things. So just to go through that real quickly, as I said before, here's your annotation toolkit. You have your option to insert a shape. You can add text if you like. This option will allow you to insert text. As you can see, it'll pop up the onboard screen here, allow you to add text on top of the annotation if you don't want to handwrite it out. There's my text box over here. Here's your pen, your highlighter, your standard pens, eraser options for small, large, erase full screen. Once again, you can always show the toolbars or have them disappear. You can customize your pens, finger touch, all those different options. Here we have the command bar for Easy Interactive Tools, the software on your computer. You have options to save your work. Once again, it'll bring up your PC here with a drop-down menu of where you like to save. You can title the files here. All this can be done right from the screen. This is going to allow, these arrows will allow you to move the pages up and down. If you don't want to use your finger touch, you can move the page up and down. These are going to be your high-level settings. So here, I'll show you a couple features in here. For example, this is going to be a zoom option. You just highlight items and zoom in on them. Other options within this toolkit here. You've got a spotlight feature, so for example, if you want to move the spotlight around the screen, you can do like this. You just touch the black area of your screen, and you can move the spotlight around. Want to change the shape, make it larger, you simply do that. So once again, you can move the spotlight, you can change the size, by grabbing the gray area around that spotlight circle will allow you to change the shape. The black area of your screen will allow you to move it and highlight it. When you're ready to close that out, you'll see there's a small X in the top here. Simply touch that, and it'll eliminate the spotlight. Once again, back to this toolkit, other than the spotlight, you have the shade option. That's going to black out the entire screen, allow you to slowly reveal the screen. And you can move that from top to bottom, left to right. And eliminate the shade. So the shade is a nice feature. If, for example, you wanted to have a question at the top and then slowly reveal answers as you work with your students. Going back into our brief case of other tools, similarly here, you have the option to print, capture your screen, open the onboard keyboard or on-screen keyboard, and then within here, these are going to be really high-level settings that you'll probably want to tweak and set, or when you set up your projector. General settings, it's going to allow you to control the size of the toolbar, the spotlight shape, circle or square, slideshow drawing tool, other various tools as far as clearing the screen, changing the color palette, thickness of the pen. So all kinds of different settings included within these high-level settings here. So this would be where you allow, you direct your save location, choose your file formats, various things like that. Camera mode, choosing where you would save any recordings from your document camera. Tools for your whiteboard mode. Various high-level tools here are settings that you can use. Once again, back to our toolkit. So we've gone over all these, but that's a good place to go into and set settings, as you're setting up your projector. So now we've gone over some of the tools, how you might use those. We've talked a little bit about PC-free whiteboard mode, PC interactive mode, as you can see here. Click my mouse mode. So as you can see, it turned off my mouse. It was still in an annotation mode. But now back to my mouse mode here. Let's just go to another website, web page I wanted to show you here. So I'll move these out of the way. So we get a lot of questions about the BrightLink and how to use the BrightLink, how to set up the BrightLink, various things like that. And I just want to show you that included in those handouts that I've given you, links to this page right here, which has all kinds of good tutorial videos on setting up the projector, connecting the projector to your network, software. So this would go in how to use our iProjection, which is our screen sharing app. We'll actually be having a presentation similar to this next week going over iProjection. So I hope you can join us for that as well. Other options here, this is going to go over the software. Here's some more information on how to use these easy interactive tools that I'm talking about. So these are all short videos, none of them are longer than 5 minutes. And these are good places to go back for and reference, or if you want to brush up on some of your skills, you can certainly check out these videos here. And once again, the landing page, the BrightLink tutorials page, and then also going here. So another thing is that for those of you educators, school districts that are looking for that higher level professional development, one of the things that Epson has done is we've partnered with a company called Eduscape, and they provide on-site training for educators specific to our Epson BrightLink projectors. And one of the great things about Eduscape is that the people who work with them are all former educators and all have at least 10 years experience in the education field prior to coming on board with Eduscape. And if you go to Eduscape's website, you'll see that they have a dedicated section under what they offer that's very specific to Epson's BrightLink interactive projectors. So just want to make sure you all know that not only does Epson provide you all with account managers assigned to your schools and school districts, We have pages with tutorial videos that you can reference at any time. We have free software like easy interactive tools, eye projection, and then we're also partnered with this third-party professional development company, Eduscape, to take it to that next level for the sort of higher level training of how to integrate the tools, the hardware, the software into your lesson plan. So please make sure to familiarize yourself with Eduscape, check out their webpage, their offerings. I think those will all be great things for you at your schools. Next, I wanted to just go into a little bit about where you can find information on education pricing for projectors. So as you can see, once again, I'm navigating through various web pages simply by touching the screen, tapping the icons that I need, and so forth. So here's another page that I like to show to schools. It's going to give you some information on higher ed solutions, K-12 solutions, but if you scroll down this page, you'll go past some of this information on various case studies, and then you'll get to the section for Brighter Futures. So many of you are probably familiar with our Brighter Futures program. So there's some great things about that program. Other than get you the discounted price on the projectors, it's going to add a 3rd year of warranty to the projectors. So these standard come with 2 years warranty. It's going to add a 3rd year warranty. And then also you have access to your assigned account reps such as myself or Richard Valdemar, Rosa Bierman, Rachel Sakis, or Lauren Meyer for the West region. But what you can find here, we update the education pricing, although it doesn't change necessarily always on a month-by-month basis. We have published a new education price list on a monthly basis. You just find your way to the Brighter Futures landing page. You can find price lists for our projectors and dot cameras, for our printers and scanners, and also our wide format T-Series printers. So that's always available to you via our epson.com/projectors-education. So these are all, once again, good sites for you to be familiar with. And certainly we'd be happy to go over any of the features, pricing, differences between the various models for you at any time. So feel free to reach out to your assigned rep. If you're not sure who your rep is, please, let us know in the questions section. We'll get you connected to your rep and provide assistance where you need it. So, just to kind of start to wrap things up here, just wanted to remind you that the key things to know about the BrightLink projectors is they do work based off infrared technology, where for the finger touch modules, you have an infrared curtain, is what I'm breaking here with my fingertip to allow me to interact with the projector. The pins work with the camera based in the projector, so for some reason your finger touch module is acting a little sensitive that day, you might just switch to the pins and use those for a little bit until you can make any adjustments. So for example, if your whiteboard has a very large bezel at the top, that maybe could interfere with that curtain. Other things, if you have a pen tray down at the bottom, please don't keep your eraser here centered in the middle, or any sort of things that might interact with the curtain. That might cause you a little bit of irritation with the finger touch module, not with the pens. Then also, as I said before, when you first power up the projector, you can go into the PC-free whiteboarding mode. You have tools there, both the command bar and also a annotation tool. And then also just that Epson provides you all kinds of resources via our web links for tutorial videos, pricing, third-party professional development. All that's available to you via those handouts that I provided. So in those handouts, you'll see some documentation on Eduscape. You'll see sort of a cheat sheet for the toolbars here that explains those, exactly what each icon is. If you're having a little trouble seeing them on the screen here today, take a look at those handouts, and then please let me know if there's anything you have questions about. I'd be happy to help you. Once again, I'm John Harris, Education Account Manager for the Midwest. I think that's going to be it for today on this presentation tied to our BrightLink and our annotation tools. So please, if you have any questions, now would be a great time to ask. We'll take a moment to pause and see if you have any additional questions. We'll go ahead and try to answer those for you right away. And then certainly if anything comes up, feel free to reach out to us in the near future, or you'll be hearing from us soon to see if there's specific questions tied to your BrightLinks and the easy interactive tools that we can help you with. So thanks again for joining us.